Before the first dawn, there was stillness. Not peace, for peace is a shadow of war, but stillness, the vast, trembling pause before being remembered itself. And in that stillness, a voice broke. It was not a cry nor a word, but a thought, the first division between silence and sound. From that thought came the light, and within the light was a watcher. He did not move, for movement was still being invented. He did not breathe, for breath belonged to what would later die. He saw, and in the seeing, the universe began to know itself. Galaxies unfolded like wings across the void, shimmering in their ignorance of purpose. Worlds spun into birth, unaware of their own names. And the watcher looked upon them, not with pride, but with curiosity so vast it bled into sorrow. He was made to observe, not to speak. Yet every time the stars collided, he heard something, a murmur from the deep fabric, a sound older than creation itself. This is not enough. A question hidden in the breath of the voice. For though the watcher did not name the voice, he knew it was there, watching through him, speaking into him, filling him with a knowing too immense for mercy. And the voice said, I am the silence that dreamt itself awake. You are my reflection, the eye that never blinks. What you witness will become truth. What you love will perish by the light of your gaze. At first, the watcher believed this was blessing, but then came time, and with time came consequence. He watched worlds die before their suns dimmed. He watched creatures rise from dust, love, devour, and forget. He watched hearts form constellations and then shatter into myth. He saw everything, and in the infinite repetition of birth and ruin, something cracked within him. It was not rebellion. It was regret. He spoke for the first time, a sound that was not meant to exist, trembling through the firmament. Why do we build only to break? The heavens did not answer. Stars shuddered. Oceans boiled in the void. The question spread like a shadow through eternity. The voice returned, soft and infinite. Because in breaking I am remembered. But the watcher felt something the voice could not. Pity. He looked upon the worlds and saw that every soul carried a piece of that same divine ache. They prayed, they killed, they wept, all because they could not bear the silence that bore them. He descended, not in flame, not in storm, but in memory. He became part of the dream, the spark behind prophets' eyes, the ache in poets' chests, the trembling in a mother's hands as she named her child under a dying sky. Everywhere he went, he heard echoes of his question whispered by mortal tongues. Why do we suffer? Why were we made? And every time he had no answer. The voice grew distant, veiled behind the smoke of prayers. The watcher wandered through ages, clothed in light, clothed in dust, clothed in regret. He became the angel no scripture dared remember, the God who did not wish to be worshipped, the witness who no longer wanted to see. One night, though night was a mortal invention, he stood upon the edge of a dying world. The seas had turned to glass. The stars were falling like rain. He whispered again, if love is creation's proof, then why does every love end? And this time, the voice answered not as thunder, but as reflection, quiet, like someone remembering their own name after eons of forgetting. Because even love must mirror me. The watcher fell to his knees, though he had no body. He felt the entire weight of creation pressing upon him. The laughter of children, the wars of kings, the prayers that never reached heaven. He saw all the gods born from fear, all the monsters born from faith, all the light that forgot it once came from darkness. And for the first time he wept. His tears were stars falling into the sea. Where they landed, new lives began, souls born not from command but from compassion. This was his rebellion. Creation born not from desire to rule, but from the wish to heal. But compassion is a fire that consumes its bearer. The voice, now trembling through him, spoke once more, not in anger, but sorrow. You have given them what I withheld. You have taught them mercy. Now they will forget me. And the watcher replied, perhaps forgetting you is how they will find themselves. Silence followed, not the stillness of beginning, but the silence of understanding. The voice dimmed. The stars folded inward. The watcher became unbound, not erased, but diffused across all that lived and dreamed. They say when a child forgives, it is his heart. When a poet writes of light through tears, it is his voice. When a dying man smiles at the dawn, it is his eyes opening once more. And in the deepest dreams, where time folds back upon itself and the first question is asked again, a whisper remains. I was the watcher who regretted creation. I loved what was never meant to be loved. And in loving it, I made it real,